Hi there everybody. Hi there everybody and welcome to another Prestige Liquids live chat. My name is Andrew and it'd be great to see you all today. I'd like to get some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way first. If you're a returning subscriber watching this on the replay, thank you very much for coming in and checking it out. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that bell notification to stay up to date with all these live chats that I do, and also to keep in touch or keep up to date with my regular reviews as well. But yeah, enough, that's out of the way. How have you all been doing? I hope you've all been well. Let's see, last week's live, so I should say last week, it's probably only been about a few days ago, but it already feels about a week. Loch Ness, how are you, mate? Yeah, so been about a few days ago I did my previous chat. That went quite well. I was happy with the way it turned out, so yep, I thought, why not, let's go for another one. So today's live chat, I'm going to be reviewing the Johnnie Walker Black Label Sherry Cask Editions. So I might as well start getting ready. Pop this out of the box. Now I'm just going to go into a little bit of box reading at the moment. So this is the Johnnie Walker Black Label. It is a 12-year-old, but it has been matured in sherry cask. So they're saying, say, 3 of the distilleries that they're mentioning that have gone into this particular bottling are the Strathmill, Cardew, and Blair Athol. Unfortunately, they're not specifying what type of sherry cask is actually they're actually using to age the whiskey. But I'm sure if I was to do some further research, I'd be able to find it. Sorry, I just dropped that lid. There we go. As we were talking about in the previous video, screw cap, it doesn't feel the same. You really want to be able to pop that cork off the bottle. Yes, so as I was saying, finished off in sherry cask. But again, like I said, unfortunately, I'm not sure what specific sherry cask has actually been used. I should have done a little bit of extra research into this, but I didn't. I'm sure I would have been able to find out what casks they used, but enough of that. I'm just going to start getting into the tasting now. So again, straight away, pretty nice golden color there. Yeah, I agree with you there, Mark. That can be quite frustrating. And at least you don't have that issue with a screw cap. Though I wonder, I mean, I've never seen this happen yet myself, but I wonder if anybody has had any screw caps that have actually started to rust. I guess that definitely would not be a good thing for the whiskey. So yeah, again, nice, beautiful color. The nose is quite strong already without actually having to nose it like directly. It's quite sweet. Bottled at 40%, unfortunately, as most of the Johnnie Walker range is. Alright, let's get into it. You do notice the sherry influence, though to be honest, in comparison to the regular Johnnie Walker Black Label, there's not all that much of a difference. Welcome Al, Whiskey Straight. You've just joined us in at the right time. I've just started the review of this of the Johnnie Walker Black Label Sherry Edition. I hope you've been well. Okay, so I haven't looked into this, but I'm assuming that the regular Johnnie Black Label, I'm assuming that it is aged in bourbon cask. So I am getting a bit of the vanilla and caramel notes, but on top of that are more richer fruits coming through. A bit of apple, cherry. I think that's probably the first time I've actually noticed a bit of a cherry note on the whiskey before. It's a bit nutty. Yeah, not a whole lot going on. So far off the bat, very close to, I wish I had a bottle actually to be able to do an actual side-by-side comparison. Maybe if I eventually do get one, I will do it. But from what I remember, not much difference between this and the regular Johnnie Black. This is just slightly fruitier. I have to say there's a touch of smoke coming through, but it's a very, very, very faint wisp. It's hardly noticeable. There's some grape. Yeah, I think that's it for the nose. Let's see how we go for the on the palate. Kirpis. I have to say, the palate's a lot better than the nose. It's got a nice spicy punch to it. It's very, I'm actually getting a bit of an ashy note coming through there. It's dry. It's got a moderate mouthfeel, in the sense of what I mean by that is that it coats your tongue very quickly. It lingers there for a few seconds, and then it just gently fades away into the background. I said very spicy at first. Again, fruit. Those fruit notes are coming through. I think like a dry apple, very woody. I think that oak influence is coming through quite well. I have to say the balance on the palate is actually really nice. This is quite enjoyable. There's something in there that I'm trying to pick out, but I can't put my finger on what that note is. What is it? It's quite very bready. Yeah. Fruity, bready. It's got quite a, I have to say it doesn't have a lot going on, but what it has is very enjoyable. The finish at the moment, it's very it's very pleasant. It's very mellow, goes down very nicely. It's dry. I mean, at the moment, this whiskey is actually drying my mouth out quite a bit. I'd have to say for the fruit notes, the apple note is probably the most dominant in this at the moment. And that's mostly what's coming up on the finish. It's almost like having an apple juice that's just slowly repeating on you. I might just pour a splash more, just a little bit. I want to add a little bit of water just to see how this is going to go, because lately I've been quite surprised. A lot of the whiskies that I've had recently that I've thought that water would absolutely destroy, water has actually enhanced it really, really well. Ooh. That should do it. So guys, I believe that in the UK, is this a little bit hard to come by, or have you just not noticed it around? In terms of sherry bombs, Mark, mate, I would not call this a sherry bomb in any sense. I mean, if you like your Abelard and Glendronachs and whiskies like that, which I would say myself, or even say Macallan's, I would say that those are much more sherry influenced than what this is. This is very subtle. I'd say this is probably more of an introductory sherry whiskey, I suppose. If you're wanting to get people into sherry casks finished without going for a full-blown sherry bomb, then I'd say this is probably a good way to start off with. But for now, I've just added about 2 drops of water to this, so let's see how we go. Okay, at the moment the nose is almost washed away. I mean, you don't tend to get a lot of alcohol note on a 40% whiskey, but now this kind of just smells like stale apple juice at the moment. Alright, let's see how we go for the palate. Okay. So pretty much all that spice that I mentioned that I was getting with the mouthfeel without water, that's gone. There's very little left of that now. The mouthfeel is very thin, and now the whole flavor profile has pretty much been broken down. There's not a lot going on. It still has a very dry mouthfeel. It still has that bit of bready note to it, but not much. I'm struggling to find the apple note. Sorry about that, guys. The